back, everyone. Today's video is going to be about the Citra IPA that I made. If you remember correctly, a couple weeks ago, Steve and I did a video on what beers we wanted to make before the end of the year. And I wanted to talk about the Citra IPA that I made last week. It's pretty much following the same recipe as the Odd Side, and I'll post the recipe to the one I made in the description below. But I did add some Galaxy hops at the beginning of the boil, and I used a mason jar of this. And what this is a yeast storage that I took from the Belgium brown ale that I made a while back. And I'll post a link to the yeast storage from Home Brew Talk if you guys want to see how that was made. I also added half a pound of dark grain to the beer because I wanted to make it a black Citra IPA. And as you can tell from the beginning of this video, it's not really black, and I don't think it's going to get black. So it's more of a brown Citra IPA, I guess. But getting back to this mason jar, this is some of the Trappist yeast, which would be White Labs WP500. And it worked pretty well, I hope. Going back to the actual beer when I was making it, I did hit my numbers. My pre-boil was 1064, and my finished boil when it went into the primary was 1075, which Beersmith showed both of those numbers, so I hit that. This past weekend I did transfer it to the secondary to add the 2 ounces of Citra hops, and I took a reading and it was only at 1055. So I think that's a little bit high. I think it should be lower, but the Trappist yeast did take off, and I'll put a little video of that bubbling. It bubbled pretty hard for 4 days, then that was about it. But I think that's what you should expect, is 4 days in the primary. I let mine go a little bit longer, a week. But so we'll have to see how this does. It is bubbling now, but I don't know if that's due to me shaking it up and getting it going or what. I did try and get it going after the 4 days. I shook it a little bit just to see if I could get it to come down some, but I couldn't. So stay tuned. Hopefully we'll have some good news here in 2 weeks, and we'll have some good beer. Happy brewing.